the last thing I wanted to get into, I'm reading a book right now, and it's called Black is the New White. And it's an autobiography of myself. No, I'm just joking. It's a book by Paul Mooney. He is a stand-up comedian. He's hilarious. He passed away a few years ago. I think it was like 2017. I could be getting that wrong, but I had seen clips of Paul Mooney. Never saw him live because I was too young before he passed away. And he is someone that's important in comedy history. And I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy. I've been binging stand-up autobiographies. The Sarah Silverman one, Tom Segura, Norm Macdonald, like anything that looks decent and I can get my hands on, I will read. And Paul Mooney popped up and I was like, oh, let me see if he has a book. And he does, Black is the New White. And he says something in the book that I think is really goddamn important. And it's one of the quotes that I stuck with me. And Paul Mooney says, when you know who you are, it's harder for people to fuck with you. When you know who you are, it's harder for people to fuck with you. And I think like the way that I took that, I was like, it feels like it's when you have an understanding of yourself, or I'll speak for when I have an understanding of myself and I have confidence in myself and I know what my mission in life is, not just professionally, but personally, spiritually, when I feel grounded in the purpose of who I know I'm supposed to be, the ideal. And we don't always reach the ideal. The ideal is never meant to be reached. It's just a North Star, but you aim towards it. And when I have an understanding of where I'm aiming and when I'm non-distracted, I can walk out into the world and yes, things are hard. Yes, things shake me up, but it's not people that are fucking with me. It's not people. It's not the people that are shaking me up. It's situations. It's challenges. It's controversy. I'm not walking through the world when I'm sure of myself and someone says something to me at a party or someone leaves a comment on a podcast on YouTube and that's the thing that fucks with me. No, it's not that. It's more the things that fuck with me are more, when am I going to make it as a podcaster? Like existential questions like that, or, death is upon us. What's the point of this all? Like my worries are more where they should be. How can I be a better boyfriend? Those are the things that sort of fuck with me. But when I'm not feeling my best, when I'm not aligned with my mission, when I'm not aligned with my true purpose, that is when my guard is down and the threshold is lower for someone to come in and step over that threshold and reach out and grab my purpose by the shirt and go, I'm going to fuck with that. I'm going to pull on your purpose. I'm going to tug on your purpose. I'm a person. I'm going to fuck with you. I'm going to fuck with you. And those are the moments of vulnerability that I've noticed that Paul Mooney says so eloquently in so much shorter words, so many less words, which is why he was a brilliant stand-up comedian, is that when people's opinions are fucking with you, you know that something is off with your purpose. You know that something is just not set straight within you. Because the phrase like unfuckwittable, like sure, it's good to have that essence, but like things fuck with you. Like if your mom passes away, or you don't get a job that you really wanted, or you're grinding for a decade and you're still not where you want to be professionally, or some like of course it's gonna fuck with you. It's something that you truly care about deeply. But like when someone's opinion starts to fuck with you, when a person starts to fuck with you, and you're letting that in and you're letting that alter your being, that is when you know that you really aren't sure who you are in that moment. You don't know who you are. And I've experienced that. It's kind of like when someone cuts you off in traffic, you can do two things. You can take that as a in the moment competition of, okay, this person cut me off. I'm going to start honking. I'm going to fucking flip them off the bird and get angry and put myself in danger in order to make a point to this person. I'm going to immediately go and try to cut them off. I'm going to go next to them and fucking try to, run them off the road, possibly get into an injurious or deadly altercation, because who knows what the fuck happens in a lot of these road rage incidents. You see all the time stories of people who get cut off and then it ends up with a fucking shotgun in your face and you're like, I should have, what the fuck is happening right now? I'm on the side of I-95 and I should be at my grandma's house. Like shit gets out of hand very quickly. So there's two choices. You can do that. You can go like, all right, I'm going to reflexively let this person fuck with me and I'm going to go after them immediately and I'm going to, show them who I am through ego. Or you can just say, okay, this person cut me off. I don't know what they cut me off for. Maybe they're in a rush for something really important. Maybe they're just an asshole. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Who the fuck knows? And I'm just going to keep driving how I was driving. I'm not going to let this guy fuck with the way that I'm driving down my road. And then often, if you just drive how you're driving, then 4 minutes later, you're cruising by the guy who just cut you off without even trying. I've had that happen to me multiple times. Someone cuts me off and I'm like, let's say I'm driving in the middle lane and then someone cuts me off to get into the middle lane and then they move over to the left lane thinking that that's going to be the fastest. And then all of a sudden I'm just, cruising in the middle lane and for whatever reason, traffic holds up the left lane and then I'm cruising right by the person that just went through all that trouble to fucking cut me off and be a dick. And I'm just staying loose and going right past them, unshaken, unbothered. So I feel like when you know who you are, when you keep driving down your road, down your purpose, down your path, and you don't let someone shake you out of that, you don't let someone cause a reflexive, emotional, knee-jerk reaction, and you stay true to yourself and you say, whatever, shit happens. You're not going to fuck with me. You almost pass people without even thinking. You almost you get ahead just by just by keeping your head down and still stay aware, but you're not in competition with that person. You're just doing your fucking shit and you end up passing them and it's like, bye-bye, bitch. Bye-bye. Cut me off. In the short term, I'm staying loose and I run right past you in the long term. And that is, to me, how I took that Paul Mooney quote. And it is a great read. Black is the New White by Paul Mooney. Unbelievable stand-up comedian. Great book.